my camera good? Shit. Did you point? Shit. Sorry, I didn't see your
point.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Strange Tales Weekly. We kind of have a special episode for you today. But first, I'm going to introduce my co-hosts, Eric and Joe.
Hey. Over here.
Okay, so tonight, you may have seen her on Twitter. You may have seen both of them on Twitter. Tonight, we have the Nerdy Vixen. So the Nerdy Vixen is an esthetician who, after purchasing an interesting-looking doll that has taken the internet by storm. So photos of the pair have been posted all over Twitter and several viral sites, including the Daily Dot, Mashable, and shared by several thousands of people, including George Takei. So welcome, Nerdy Vixen and Abigail.
Thank you.
How are you two doing tonight?
We're wonderful.
So people have seen you like all over the internet and they might not have heard you speak yet. So can you tell us a little bit about how you met and what possessed you to buy her?
Well, back in March, we were visiting the antique mall and I happened to see this doll in the case and I pointed it out. I was like, look at this doll. It's so weird. And then I went home and I kept thinking about the doll. Like, this doll just really caught my attention. And so several months later, I decided I'm going to go back to this antique mall and I'm going to buy her if she's under a certain price.
So you went back like a few months later?
Yeah.
It was still there? Wow, that's pretty lucky.
Yeah, I guess no one else was attracted to her.
Yeah. It was meant to be, I guess.
Yes.
Dare I even ask for the price range that
what is the price range for a not haunted doll?
I told my husband if she was under 50. So she was half that much.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
So did you name her or did they have a name for her when you purchased her? And how did you come up with that name?
We named her. My husband, Dan, actually suggested it. We're big fans of the show Mr. Pickles. And the sheriff had a doll named Abigail. So that's why we named her that.
I was wondering if maybe she telepathically sent you a name and then you're like, okay, it's Abigail.
And I thought that fits her.
So this has become a viral sensation. Can you so has this affected your social media? What's happened there? How did this happen?
Oh, well, I posted on Twitter about my connection to this doll and one or two people retweeted it. And then the next thing I know, my followers tripled. I went from just a little under 5,000 to I'm almost to 13,000 people now that are following me. I had various news outlets ask if they could talk about her on my behalf. Yeah.
So have you been on local news and places now? And
I haven't been contacted by any local news, but there was a show that airs in the wee hours of the morning called Right This Way or Right This Time or something like that. And they reached out to me and I saw their clip aired last night at 2 a.m.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What attracted you? I'm sorry. What attracted you to Abigail?
Just how strange she looks, and I mean the eyes alone are just they're gonna grab your attention. She's like eating your soul. I think I was mesmerized.
What is that mouth made of? It looks like a little piece of carpet or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know what this pattern is called, like houndstooth or something. And I felt underneath it. There's nothing under here, so it's not like a patch that covers the mouth. This is literally her mouth.
So it's actually open underneath. It's not the burlap or whatever. Is it burlap? What is she made out of? Cotton?
I really can't tell. It's really stiff because I think someone must have dyed her or the stains have made her stiff. But if you touch her, she feels like she's stuffed with rags and fabric. So she's hard and soft at the same time.
Do you know where she came from, or if anyone else makes those?
There's a distributor who distributes these primitive dolls to these antique malls in the area, but we asked the antique mall and they wouldn't give us the name of the distributor. So I don't even know how old she is or if she's just made to look old.
That's interesting too.
There's got to be doll experts around or something, right?
I'm hoping to like come across some kind of an appraiser who could tell me. And I also want to know what these stains are.
Yeah, hopefully it's
Or maybe you don't.
Yeah.
So you've had like no strange activity since she's arrived in your home?
Not anything stranger than normal. Usually if something gets knocked over, it's the cat's fault more than anything.
Okay, how did the cats react to her? Are they scared of her or anything?
He did not care one bit. I thought for sure that he would get scared because he's kind of a skittish cat. He approached her, he sniffed her, and he just walked away.
So where do you keep her?
Well, we had her in a chair in the living room, but today I moved her into my office. She has her own little timeout chair that she sits in.
So like, is she part of the family now?
She is. We actually, weirdly enough, we tell her goodnight when we go to bed at night.
Do you feel that she is possessed by anything?
When I first got her, when I held her, I felt kind of a sad, lonely vibe off of her. So at first I wondered if maybe there was like a child spirit inside of her or something, but now I really don't feel much of anything.
Interesting. Maybe she's just happy that, she has a family now.
I think that's what it is. She was lonely and she's not lonely anymore.
Yeah, so that's good. You gave her a home. Welcome, Abigail. Do we want to see if anybody in the chat has a question for the doll?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of all the memes that are being made from her?
I love them. Some of them are so creative. And we've had fan art as well. People that take the time to sit down and draw her.
Let me see.
I like her Snapchat makeovers too.
Yeah, those are adorable. I did see one when somebody wrote something where like, hello, doll, and doll says something, I want to eat your brains or something. Until nothing. That one cracked me up. And Abigail has her own now, right? Her own Twitter.
Not only does she have her own Twitter, but there have been like 5 or 6 people that have made fan accounts where they use her as their profile and talk as if they're her.
That's
crazy. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nuts. Wow.
How often are you using her account?
I'm on there pretty often. We get a lot of people making comments because Abigail herself has almost 8,000 followers.
Wow.
Wow.
So Luke in our chat wants to know what your favorite Abigail meme is.
There's one of Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump standing at a window, and this guy put Abigail in the picture with them, which just made the picture 10 times creepier.
I'm trying to see if we can. I don't see it.
That's awesome.
No, I'm just trying to see if I can pull it up real quick, but they don't.
I actually have it pulled up. Hold on one sec.
I found the one I like.
Did you show it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
I like that. I like that.
That's pretty terrific.
Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
those
no.
are cracking me up this last couple of days.
Yeah, no, I've been. How about that's the one I like right there.
Yeah. When the the guy who created that one, when he posted that, I think that's when the viralness just went out of this world. He had a lot of fans who thought that was funny.
Yeah, that one cracked me up so much.
I've had people share the stories and stuff, and I'm like, I actually know her. She's in the area.
Well, for instance, I was like, you mean you guys actually know her? I was like, what?
Yeah, we just saw each other actually Saturday before I bought the doll.
That's what I said. I was like, she bought
Gosh.
probably like an hour before she bought that doll.
Wow, so Eric knew you pre-doll.
Yep.
And Eric and Joe knew you pre-doll.
That's funny. Oh yeah, the Scream one. The Scream one was really good. Find that
Yeah,
one,
that
Joe.
was good.
That one cracked me up last night.
I'm looking. Yeah, I don't see it. Is it on her Twitter?
It might be. I think I have retweeted that one. Did they use, was it Edward Munch did the Scream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, this one's and then they got the one where Ralph's in the school bus and he's like, I'm in danger. She's like sitting right in front of him. No, I love it. And you guys are on Know Your Meme.
Yes, we are. That's when I knew that this doll was famous, when she became an official meme.
Oh my god. No, and then they're like, it's got them like, it's got a bunch of them in here.
I wonder what it is about this one that's gotten this attention. Like, there's a lot of ugly dolls out there.
Yes.
No. Yeah, that's what boggles my mind, is just, how did this become so famous? I mean, yeah, she's creepy, but there are porcelain dolls out there that are way creepier.
Yeah, porcelain dolls. You want to talk about a scary doll? Porcelain doll.
Yes.
I mean, she became famous before haunting anybody.
Yeah, she did.
Right?
You're gonna have to make sure that
Too.
you're gonna have to make sure that one day the next owner is totally haunted by her.
Oh yeah. If I die while I still have this doll, I'll be sure to put my spirit in the doll. They'll have to deal with me.
Oh my god. So do you guys like have any other like creepy haunted stuff, or is this like your beginning of a collection, or you think this is like Abigail is just like a special one-off doll purchase?
Well, so far, this is the only doll that I've ever wanted, although now I kind of want more of these primitive style dolls. But I've had paranormal experiences my whole life, so I feel like this just adds to it.
That was going to be my next question. Have you guys ever had any paranormal experiences before the doll?
I have. My husband doesn't believe in ghosts, but I remember even as a little kid having a shadow man in my bedroom. So I didn't know what it was until I got older, but now I know there was a shadow man that was in my room several times when I was a kid.
Well,
You said that when I was growing up. My sisters would always report on that stuff. I never saw it myself, but my sisters
Yeah.
always would. That's wild.
They're creepy. And if you let them stay long enough, you'll get like sleep paralysis. So I asked mine politely to leave me alone, and he did.
My sisters had me sleep in their room on the floor.
they're like, get Eric first. Get Eric first. I don't know. I believe maybe Abigail will keep shadow people away.
Hopefully. I'm hoping she becomes my good luck charm.
You do have to get more though. Look at that face. That can't be an only child.
I know. The first thing I want to track down, I did see there were some primitive dolls that look like cats. So I think she needs a little cat.
So is that kind of like the term for her is like a primitive doll?
Yeah, this is apparently a style that used to be really popular.
Hi.
Look them up online. You just see that they just look really funky. They're made with the probably the meager things you have around your house.
Do they ever have hair?
Some of them do on here, right?
Yeah.
But some of them don't. Some of them they're creepy. Yeah, they're not.
They're not cute.
Not what you would call a cute doll.
No.
Gosh.
Can you back her up a little bit? We can see the whole,
Oh yeah.
like, the dress and everything.
Yeah, and here's the first.
Yikes.
And then she has a little one on the back as well.
Just blood from her last kill. Sorry, Annabelle. I mean, not Annabelle. Abigail. Shit. Sorry, Abigail.
I like her weird little dangly legs.
Oh yeah, and they're not the same length. And her hands are sewn together.
Oh, so her hands are like this.
Yeah, they're purposely like that. I thought about cutting the string, but then I thought that could be, dangerous if she is haunted.
Yeah, if you cut it and she doesn't like it.
She could strangle me with her little arms.
Like, I can still strangle you. So do you know much about other haunted dolls or anything? Have you done any research or familiar with any of those stories?
I'm fascinated by videos of these dolls that just move on their own. So I've seen quite a few of them online.
Does Abigail watch them too?
She hasn't yet, but I think she needs to be introduced to that world.
It's kind of like when I would leave the house and I would put on the Animal Planet for my dogs to watch while I was gone. Do you want to talk about some haunted dolls?
Absolutely.
I know that Annabelle Comes Home just came out, so we can talk a little bit about Annabelle first, because I also just did that Warren's video last month, and I did talk about Annabelle as well.
I have her on screen, so let's do it.
Annabelle. So we were talking, right? And it's true. Porcelain dolls are way creepier. So the real Annabelle is actually a Raggedy Ann doll, but the film Annabelle is a creepy porcelain doll. Annabelle's actually she's like a big Raggedy Ann doll. If there's a photo of Lorraine Warren carrying her into the house, and you can see she's probably about as big as Abigail, I'd say. But yeah, so the story behind Annabelle, if you guys haven't seen the movie, I don't know if the movie's any good because I haven't seen it myself. But I know the story of Annabelle, and she was given, a mother gave it to her daughter who was a nursing student back in the late 60s. And the girl shared an apartment with a roommate, and they brought the doll home, and they started noticing it around different spots when they'd come home, and they thought, the other person was messing with them. And the doll continued to be found all around the house in different positions, one time in a locked room on a bed. And then they also started to find handwritten parchment paper notes written in children's kind of handwriting, and one would say help me or help us, and the other one would say help Lou, which they hadn't been able to figure out. So they were getting kind of scared because this just kept happening, and so they decided to bring a medium in to communicate with the doll, and then the medium told them it was the spirit of a 7-year-old girl that named Annabelle Higgins that was attached to the doll. And so Ed and Lorraine Warren, the Warrens, catch wind of this. And so they're like, okay, well, we're going to go check Annabelle out. And then they determined that Annabelle was demonically possessed.
So was it a little girl or was it a demon?
It's a demon. It was a demon.
The demon pretending to be a little girl, pretending to be a doll?
Right? Wow.
That's deep.
That's deep. That's a lot of levels.
The medium saying it was a little girl?
The medium said it was a little girl. And then Ed and Lorraine Warren, they figured it was a demonic possession. So because instead of, I guess, exercising the doll, they brought it to their haunted
You know
museum.
anything about their methods, Jess?
They're, he is a demonologist. He grew up in a haunted house, and that he kind of studied demonology growing up. And then Lorraine is a medium, a psychic medium. So that's how she kind of connected. The thing that just came out, sorry, I'm just going to go on a Warren tangent real quick, but
Yeah.
In my video too, I talk about the chair that they did an exorcism on, which just happened. Zach Baggins bought it and brought it to his museum maybe a month, or just around the time we released the video. Well, he's recently, just this week, they said they got to pull the chair out because it's making people sick.
Wow.
Yeah. So they'll bring in like priests and stuff. They honestly, they work more with demonic possession. Everything they work with is very demonic. You know, I know like people think ghosts, but mostly what they work with is demonic hauntings. And with objects, if they can, they pull them out, bring them to their museum. If it's a house, they have to try to cleanse it.
Imagine having that for a job.
Yeah, right. And they wrote books and they made a living off it.
And she had pet chickens in her front room.
Did she? I never read that. That's nuts.
I watched a documentary about Amityville, and they visited her home. Like, it was a few years ago that they did it. And yeah, she had like 2 cages with like 2 different big roosters or something in them, and she treated them like pets.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe they kept the spirits away.
Rest in peace to her.
Yes, rest in peace to her.
Recently.
Can you believe, like, because even like they had all these books written about all their accounts, and even today they have like a cinematic universe based on their research. Isn't that nuts?
How long it took haunting something?
Yeah. I want to know where all the items are that were in their house that they had in those glass cases. I guess someone have those now?
It's still there, but it's just not open to the public as far as I know right now. There's some zoning stuff going on, so they have to move it. I think their son or their nephew is like in charge of everything now. His name's on the website. And I think John Zaffis is like their nephew too, and he's kind of been coming around and kind of saying some stuff too, like, you know. So I hope they can reopen the museum.
That'd be cool.
Which segues into Peggy the Doll. Have you guys heard of Peggy?
Wait a minute. I wanted to say, I love this chicken. Positively do not open. That's just...
Oh, I didn't tell you guys what Annabelle did.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you, right? So the Warrens were very like, hey, when you visit this doll, you have to respect her. That's a big thing with a lot of these haunted dolls. They want respect. They don't, like, if you make fun of them, they're going to get upset. So they have that sign there that Eric's showing that says, you know, what does it say? Do not mess with the doll. And so basically when they take tours through the museum, they would tell people, don't mess with the doll. And I think same goes for Robert. Robert, you have to ask for his permission to take his photo. So Annabelle, one guy's like, whatever, I don't care. Show me what you can do, doll. He taunts her basically, right? And then he dies in a motorcycle accident leaving the museum.
Oh dear.
Like on his way out, huh?
Yeah, like on his way out, he died. So they say, like, you know, so you have to respect it. Like, and a lot of them, like, you have, like, I think even Robert Robinson, is that right? That he talked about seeing a haunted doll that you have to ask permission to take a photo with.
Yeah, that was Bill. I think that was Bill the Doll.
Was that Bill?
I think so. Or about Robert. I mean, sorry,
Robert.
Bill.
I mean, Bob the Doll.
No disrespect to him.
No disrespect at all. Very much respect. Would you take Abigail to see any of these haunted dolls?
I don't know. I'd be afraid that one of them would be tempted to just take over her body instead.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a great idea.
No.
It actually sounds like the worst idea.
Yeah, you don't want her running with the wrong crowd.
No.
No, you don't want her to hang out with the bad dolls.
No bad dolls and no Barbie.
No Barbie.
I don't know. Maybe she does need some doll friends, though.
Maybe you need to buy her some doll friends. Adopt.
I think she does need some friends, so she will never feel lonely.
Yeah, exactly. She needs a buddy, a sister, or a brother, or a kitty.
So tell us about Peggy the Doll, Jess.
Peggy. So, Peggy the Doll is like, if you've ever have you heard of Peggy?
I haven't.
Peggy is a doll that has been featured on television shows, and every time before Peggy comes on, they put a disclaimer on the screen. People have been known to get sick seeing her, suffering headaches, stomach aches, all those kinds of things, some negative feelings. So, Peggy is now housed in the Haunted Museum in Las Vegas. And she's like super powerful, and they keep not an EVP. What do they keep there? Can't remember, but they keep one of those devices that sweeps the radio stations in order to try to catch what voice phenomenon, I guess. And and you can hear her speak, and she'll say names and stuff.
EVP
And
thing?
huh?
The EVP?
Yeah, EVP thing. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The thing that sweeps. So they have that in there. So I can tell you, I didn't go see her because I'm a weenie and I'm afraid to go to that museum. But I did watch a live stream with her, and it was really interesting. They had a camera on her Halloween night, and they were doing a whole bunch of stuff in the museum. You can see all these light anomalies just flying around her room. There's nobody in there. It was just like every once in a while you saw it, and I sat there and watched it for hours. So
I
yeah.
have the image of her ready to go to show tonight, but Jess warned me against that.
I
So
said we would have to run a disclaimer. I'm gonna run. Annabelle, I feels okay, but I think we'll have to be careful on Robert when we show Robert.
it's gotta be respectful. Robert's no joke.
Not an EMF meter. Hold on, what is it called? Now the chat room. Go on. Let me see if I can figure this for a second. It's called I don't know what it's called. Never mind.
Figure it out another time.
Another time. Sorry, chat room.
So Eric, Cyborg Girl says that people wrote apology letters to Robert, and I think you owe him one now.
What did I do? I'll totally.
You called him Bill. You called him Bill.
Oh,
Shit, Eric, you better write it.
it was respectful. I'll put that on my to-do list.
Okay.
Does he have an email address?
No, I think you have to send him physical letters. I don't know if he uses a computer, but I think cause honestly, I think they put the letters up by him so he can be near them.
Oh,
They're no joke. No joke.
no, I'll get on that right after this episode.
Eric's like,
I'll take a picture and we'll put it on our Instagram.
yes. Have you heard of the Island of the Dolls?
Island of the Doll?
Sounds really nice, right?
I saw Josh Gates visit it, and it was pretty amazing.
Do we have a picture of the Island of the Dolls?
Yep, it's up now.
The
Oh,
Island of the Dolls.
are they hanging from trees?
They are.
Oh my
Oh, they're everywhere.
The whole doll. I don't even know. I'm gonna look through the notes I have real quick, but I don't believe we have an actual number of dolls that are there.
Yeah, I don't even know how they would count that from what I've seen of it.
Yeah, it's like inside the rooms of the house or the shack. There's a man that lives there. He's the caretaker. But it's almost wallpapered with dolls. Doll pieces, doll heads.
Is the owner using them to protect himself?
Yes. Against evil spirits, but some of them seem to be haunted. To me it seems like some of them are possessed. But basically, I think they said, let me look real quick. Anyways, it's by a canal. It's kind of on this little islet, I guess, on this watery area, and a woman drowned there. And so they say someone found a doll nearby, and then so they just hung it there to appease the spirit, and then now all these dolls just show up and hang there.
That's creepy.
I don't know. It's really creepy. All kinds of TV shows have been there, newspapers. I think Eric's going to pull up a little clip here. Maybe.
Yeah, working on it.
So yeah, so if you've seen like what was Destination Truth, that's where I first saw it. But it's down. Is it in Mexico?
Yeah,
It is. It's in Mexico. It's really interesting. Like if you can catch any shows about it, like even Anthony Bourdain went there, BuzzFeed went there, Ghost Adventurers went there.
Wow.
Maybe Strange Tales Weekly should go there. When we can bring Abigail.
You're pretty close, aren't you, Jess?
I could actually go down there.
Get on it. Okay, so let me see if this works.
It's just like parts of dolls.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so
That kind of reminds me of there's a grave site at Bachelor's Grove, and it's supposed to be the grave site of like a little baby or a small child that had died, and people leave toys and dolls for it all year round.
wow.
I thought about bringing Abigail over there just to see what happens.
All right, that's enough of that video.
But yeah, so kind of
Crazy.
gives you an idea. Yeah, so I guess I'll be heading out down there to go hang out with the haunted dolls.
It's like on some island, right? So
It's on like a little island down there, so I think it's like,
wonder if you get like tours or something to it.
dude, I think because I saw Anthony Bourdain go there in the daytime, and you know how that guy was. He was like pretty chill, like nothing rattled him. So he's like just walking around the island, like smoking a cigarette, being like, "Yeah, dolls." This is all you, Eric.
All right, let me cue them up. Plus. Okay. So
You don't have to look
we have
directly at him.
Robert the Doll. Yes, don't look directly at him. So the story of Robert the Doll goes that a doll was given to Robert Eugene Otto by his grandfather in 1904. It was a doll made by the Steiff Company, who makes like all those old teddy bears and stuff. Like they have like their own kind of style. So Robert Otto named the doll Robert, his own name, and then started going by his own middle name, which is super weird. I guess eventually they became inseparable pretty quick, and eventually like parents started hearing him having conversations with the doll. But the doll would have its own voice. Like it wasn't like Robert doing both voices.
Oh.
Yeah. So Eugene would blame Robert for messes around the place, and he would complain all the time that Robert was glaring at him. And there would be nights where he would be like screaming in the night, and his parents would come in, and he would complain about Robert. Oddly enough, though, Robert remained with Gene until his death. Like I think he was around like 90 or something. That was in 1974. So Robert was in the attic of that house, I guess, for the next like 20 years, just chilling. And then the second set of owners sold the house, and when Robert was found, and I guess they uncovered the stories of Robert, they gave Robert to the East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida, and he's still there. So he's like a tourist attraction now at that museum, and people go there to pay their respects, and so people have disrespectful visitors who blame Robert for car accidents, broken bones, job losses, divorce, and several other things. And he's also said to be the inspiration for Chucky from Child's Play. That's Robert the Doll.
Robert, that's pretty creepy. Like, I mean, but thank you, Robert, for your presence.
It's respectfully creepy.
Respectfully creepy. Would you want to go? Anybody? Would you guys go see these haunted dolls?
I would go see Robert if I owe him an apology, so maybe I would have to do it in person. But I would see Robert.
Yeah, he's kind of cute.
So when I was in New Jersey a couple of months ago, I went to a paranormal museum, and they had like a display case of like 5 haunted dolls. They were it was kind of the typical stories that we just went through. A lot of it would be that they were claimed to have moved and stuff, like people saw them move. There was one that was they said it would sing, and they actually played some footage for us from one of their tours where it was singing, like but it was only upon playback of their video, because they record like all day long, like every tour, and during playback they could hear singing on it. You could hear it. You can't say whether or not it was from a doll, but it was interesting.
That's awesome.
But at the same time, a couple of the dolls were made by a local artisan who made dolls for a theater or something. So it kind of also felt like a promotional thing for this guy. So,
Oh man! So it's like they were just trying to push. They had like price tags at the bottom. Like,
right.
that one, it's like $260. Handmade doll.
But it was still cool.
I think, does Joe have something to share over there? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I was just looking through some of the memes and fan art.
Oh yeah.
You should you should collect all of these great things for Abigail. Make a little collage.
I can help you make a book.
That would be awesome. Yeah, the sentiment above that was where the girl said she couldn't stop thinking about the doll, so she drew the picture. I've gotten a lot of replies from people telling me that they see her in their dreams now.
Oh my gosh.
But they refer to them as
I see her
dreams?
in my dreams.
That's interesting. They refer to them as dreams.
Yeah.
You've unlocked well, hope it's nothing bad.
Well, I think anyone online that's made fun of her, I'm probably gonna start having bad dreams.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well,
I see the library started using it. That's great.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, you got it.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. Like, she's all over. People are using her image for art.
The library one especially was funny to me because libraries tend to be late on memes, but this one they took advantage of it pretty quickly.
You need to get into our library and there's some stuff going on.
I should do that. I should bring her over and.
Oh, we got some more fan art here, I guess.
You need to get a plaque on the expressway, like home of Abigail, the doll.
Yes.
I don't think our expressway has a plaque like that.
No, they don't.
You don't oh man.
Like Bradley has some kind of like college football player or something they brag about, but there's nothing over there.
It's just so amazing how fast like just she blew up, really.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah, I literally saw the picture on Saturday night because I said like right away, like, hey, they just bought a book from me. And then like the next day it was everywhere.
I know, and then I was like, no, I saw her picture. Oh, that's so cute. You guys on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Wait, have you done a face swap with her yet?
They don't have that option up right now. I keep waiting for it to come back.
Can you tell us about this one? Do you pull this one up?
I got it up.
Yeah, what's this drawing? Who did this?
Actually, a friend of mine named Melissa. She actually drew that one. She wanted to make her look a little more cute and innocent.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
that's cool.
That's cute and innocent.
Maybe she could be
I
cute.
love it.
Her hands weren't bound.
That's
Maybe.
awesome.
Oh my God! What if she can move her arms, but they're just stuck together?
She's got there's a little bit of thread. I don't know if you can see that. But she's got thread holding her hands together.
That's what they do to the elf on the shelf too.
Really?
See, I think that somebody should reproduce her in smaller quantities and have the Abigail on the shelf for Halloween.
That is
Yeah.
genius. You should make it. Can you sew?
A lot of people are like, oh, I bet this girl just made this creepy doll so she could be famous. And I'm like, I wish I could sew this well.
Why the hell would anybody ever expect this to make them famous? That's the sort of thing that just happens. You don't sit there and think, I have like an ugly doll, and it's gonna make me all over the place.
I think
That's not how
people
life works.
that.
So you got this bench for her too?
Yeah, we actually found that at the Strawberry Jazz Festival.
Nice. Does she like it?
She seems to.
What does it say on it?
Time out.
Nice. I'm out here.
Yeah, she's in timeout.
Maybe she wants you to unhook her hands. Maybe that's the reason you got her.
Oh.
I'm not going to risk it. Plus, it makes her look more demure.
I gotta say, in this picture, I'm really glad that she showed up in the mirror.
You know. I would have been pretty scared had like you. What if like you didn't see? You'd be like, what the hell?
That would have been terrifying.
So what's next?
She's
What's next for Abigail? What are you gonna do when the 15 minutes are over?
I'm gonna take pictures of her all around town doing things, kind of like I do with her current account, but I'll just keep that up until people stop liking them.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Because her followers seem to really enjoy just seeing her face.
Yeah, and there's just like, oh, is there already a shirt?
I made that today thinking, maybe if somebody wanted her on them, they could have her.
That's awesome. Abigail has merch, guys.
That's right.
That's amazing.
No, she's super awesome.
So, okay, there's other dolls like this. I guess, is each one unique as far as like the face?
Yeah, it's kind of just whatever they can find around the house to make them. A lot of them don't have buttons for eyes, or they'll have different colored skin, but they usually just have a very basic look to them.
Mm-hmm. Someone pointed out the horizontal pupils are what creeps them out about it.
Yeah, they're a little similar to goat eyes.
Yeah.
We got to team up on some kind of children's photo books, like teaching the alphabet or something.
I was thinking if someone was creative enough to do the writing for it, to create a series of books talking about not judging something by the outside, because a lot of people her, but no one would have picked her up and brought her home like I did if they were just looking at her on the outside.
It's like an ugly duckling.
Yeah.
Motorcycle or something.
Yeah, I got motorcycles.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that message that, like, just, you don't judge something how it looks. Like, look, she's made you happy. And, like, look how many people she's made happy. At least 8,000, but probably more.
Well, some of them are terrified, but
Yeah.
They follow her because they're scared of her.
she's just a sweet doll that's just happy to have a home. I wouldn't want to live in a store either.
No, her case was full of musty, scary looking things.
Yeah, what else goes around her?
Just random bric-a-brac. Really, it looked like stuff made out of wood, and the case was marked 30% off when I went to go get her. So I think it was stuff they were trying to get rid of.
So you saved her at the perfect time.
I did.
I wonder how long she sat there.
Well, I mean, I saw her back in March, and it could have been much longer than that.
Mhm. Cool.
Yeah. No, it's true. It could have been really long, and who knows? They don't really know much about her history, so it's only a guess.
Yeah.
Well, they might know, but they won't say much. Right?
They don't even understand what it means that she went viral, because we tried asking more questions about her.
Yeah, I actually went to the Mantino antique mall, and I tried showing them the video from Lad Bible, and they were just looking at my phone like, oh look, it's something on the interwebs, and like I don't know if they know what going viral is.
You're all trying to explain it. You're like, it means it goes on the internet.
Lots of people see little doll.
So, can you
wonder-
tell? Well, what?
Sorry. I wonder who will be the first to get a tattoo of her.
Oh.
Ooh.
Could be a challenge.
That would be the next step.
Oh my
One
God.
of you guys need to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who?
One of you guys need to get it, like right on your back calf, the calf
Yep,
or something.
that's perfect. Right on the calf.
No.
And then she can get a tattoo of you guys.
Yeah.
On the back of her little bald head.
I love that.
It's fair. So, how can people find you and follow Annabelle? Not Annabelle. I'm so sorry. It's the haunted doll with the A name. I'm so sorry, Abigail.
This is not haunted though.
This is totally not haunted because she's a happy doll. So,
That's right. I'm on Twitter at the Nerdy Vixen, and she is at Abigail_haunted.
that's awesome. So, should we wrap it up?
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Marlene.
Yeah,
Thank you, Abigail.
For having me.
Thank you so much, Abigail, for joining us.
Respectfully.
I want to meet her in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
You'll have to meet her and feel the vibe that I feel.
She looks happy, honestly.
She is.
Her little whatever mouth is kind of smiling.
Yeah.
I don't want her to come to my apartment, but maybe I would go into town for that.
You guys, yeah, no, yeah, right. You meet us at
I want her
Starbucks.
to know where I live.
Eric, she already knows where you live.
You guys can come hang out, but you're gonna have to get a babysitter.
She'll be in your dreams tonight.
Great.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I respect Abigail, and I thank Marlene for bringing her on with us tonight. And I did want to mention that we have a special Strange Tales Weekly on Sunday at 12 p.m. Central, and that's 10 a.m. Pacific time. So I'm going to be up early for that one. We're going to have Moray B. King, free energy researcher. So thank you so much for joining us. Check out Marlene and Abigail.
does 10 a.m. really qualify as being up early in California?
What?
Does 10 a.m. really qualify as being up early?
On a Sunday?
All right.
I'll probably, yeah, well, I have to get up early and like wake up. Just
All
like,
right. Thanks, everybody.
thank you.
Thanks. Bye, Abigail.